Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Jason and I'm your watch guy today. Before I talk to you about the watch that we're reviewing today, I have some disturbing and honestly pretty frightful news to share with you. I looked at my analytics the other day and less than 20% of you who watch these videos are subscribed. I know, insane, right? So you see that little button down there? Just click it. Yeah, that one, the subscribe one, yeah, just there. Click that for me and you will be subscribed to my channel. You'll see much more of my videos on your feed and there'll be plenty of watch content coming your way. What more could you want? So today I am reviewing Baltany's answer to the Rolex 1926 Oyster. Now, the Oyster Perpetual that was released in 1926 was Rolex's first dustproof, waterproof watch. We don't have a waterproof watch world anymore. As we know, it's water resistant. But this was the first in Rolex's Oyster line. And Oyster meaning obviously waterproof, if you didn't already know that. Baltany have sent me this watch to have a look at for free. I don't have to send it back. And the link in the description is an affiliate link. So bear that in mind while we go through that review. However, this will be an open, honest and completely unbiased review as you guys are used to. It is £140 on the Baltany official store at the moment. That is who is linked in my description. Let me turn this camera around and let's see if this vintage beauty is worth the money. Okay, so today Baltany are returning to the channel. They are probably one of the more accepted brands on AliExpress. They're definitely one of the better quality brands on AliExpress too. Now this is their 1926 Oyster. It is a homage to the Rolex Oyster that was released in, you guessed it, 1926. The Hans Wilsdorf company, after leaving London, patented their dustproof, waterproof Oyster design, and this is what came, well, the Rolex is what came of it, but this is Baltany's reinterpretation. Now, I think that watches like this get a little bit of a pass on the wider market because it's not a watch that you can buy anymore. It's not a watch that can be picked up on the market very easily. The 1926 Oyster, it is obviously a piece of history now, and this is Baltany's way of maybe giving you a taste of that little piece of history, and I think that's really a nice sentiment, from AliExpress brand too. Let's talk about the dimensions of this. It's 316L stainless steel, and here to here it is 36 millimeters in diameter. It is 11 millimeters thick, which I think is a pretty nice size for this piece. A really nice, almost dress size. Well, it is a dress size aesthetic for me. Lug to lug, it is 43.1 millimeters, and these are 18 millimeter lugs. I think the dimensions of this really do work well with the style of it. Baltany are definitely a brand that are packing quality into their watches. This one comes in at £140, which is a little bit more expensive than the usual AliExpress piece. Starts to play into the Heimdaller type of market, and honestly, personally, I think that they definitely top the Heimdaller type of quality. I personally think that they are much more towards the Suggest level of watches and their level of watchmaking, if you will. Packed with a Chinese movement, the ST1701, that gives us the nice sweeping automatic 6 o'clock subdial there. I think that really does give us a vintage feel to this piece. Obviously, we don't owe the vintage feel to Baltany, we owe to Rolex and the Oyster line. High polish throughout the casing. We have a really nice gold plated or gold coloured fluted bezel, which matches this onion crown really nicely. I'm a big fan of this vintage aesthetic. Screw down crown on this one. It is not a ghost position, however it is not a hacking movement either. As you can see there, the handset function is the only one for this piece. It would have been nice to see a hacking movement fitted to this watch. That is another level of quality to move on to for Baltany. Moving away from the square aesthetic of this case, and we move on to the case back. It is Rolex in nature, however Baltany in production. We have a plain case back with that fluted finish around the outer edge. I don't know how you would get this off if you actually wanted to have a look at the movements inside, it'd have to be a friction ball. If you wanted to have a look, the side profile of this piece is elegance personified for me. I think it's an absolutely beautiful looking watch, even from the side profile of it. We have a domed crystal. In this one, it is a sapphire crystal, and we do have some levels of AR coating to it. Not heavy levels, but some levels of AR coating, which is nice to see. That is a little level of quality from Baltany here. Altogether, this watch is provided with 100 meters of water resistance. Now, we don't call it waterproof anymore like Rolex did back in the day. That is not something that you'll find on a watch. Not something that you should probably find on a watch anyway, because everything is water resistant. Nothing is really waterproof when it comes to throwing these things into the water or taking them on a dive. They do have their limits. Moving into the dial itself, it's almost a plain dial. However, it does have that vintage militaristic type of design to it. I really do love the sub-dial down at 6 o'clock with that train track like second counter around the outer edge. That gold tone to the sub-dial second hand really is nice too. It plays nicely with the rest of the gold plating around this watch. Baltany logo printed to the 12 o'clock position. The rest of this dial is printed. We do have levels of lume also packed into this piece. I will take these lights out and show you that shortly. A cathedral style handset really does drive home the vintage aesthetic for myself and completes that 1926 look for this watch. We have a train track style minute track around the outer edge. The handset is fitted very nicely to this ornate dial. The Arabic numerals themselves have a really nice golden or patina tone to them, and they are backed with a white outer edge, which almost gives them a little bit of a 3D aesthetic, almost like they stand off the dial itself. Right, let me get these lights out and let's show you the Lume Shot on this piece. Baltany is definitely one of those brands that you can tell the quality of their lume straight away. There is literally zero patchiness around this dial, and usually when you have a lume printed to a dial with a patina effect, you will experience quite a bit of patchiness, especially around the budget market. But Baltany have really nailed this lume. You can tell that they've really put in a decent level of layers. I love the fact that the Arabic numerals are fully lumed, and that cathedral handset really does light up really beautifully. I think I've definitely got to give Baltany an 8 here. A solid Lume Shot, no patchiness, nothing that's going to light the world on fire, and nothing that's going to take your imagination away, but definitely one of the more solid companies for a Lume Shot on AliExpress. Well done to them. So moving on to the band that is fitted to this watch, we have some really nice levels of stitching at either side. It's a very soft leather band, and it does have quite a nice tone to it. It has that really authentic look to the leather itself, and we have another level of stitching, another layer of stitching down to the tip of this band. Very soft, very nice fit to wrist, genuine leather band indented to the back of it there with the Baltany logo or the Baltany print up on the other side. This buckle does really go well with the rest of the watch in that gold tone. However, it would have been nice to have seen it signed. I think that that's something that Baltany really should have done with the price that they're asking for this watch. Nicely brushed, and again we have some levels of stitching. We have two keepers to this one, two leather keepers. One is fixed in place and one is maneuverable. Now let me get this on wrist and show you how it fits to my 6 1/4 inch wrists. It's an absolutely gorgeous wear, honestly. I really do enjoy this watch. I think it's very comfortable, obviously with the smaller sizing, and it does really make itself an ideal dress watch for those who almost like the military vintage vibe that this gives off. Yeah, I really enjoy wearing this one. I think that's absolutely fantastic. Now, £140 for this piece. It is packed with a Chinese movement. Yes, it is a seagull movement, however, and we are quite versed in seagull movements now. They are a decent quality level of movement. Let me take this off wrist and let me talk you through
my moan section. So obviously we'll start with the buckle not being signed. At this price range, we expect that. I think that really does need to be addressed by Baltany if they want to play in this type of price area. High polish throughout. It is going to be a little bit of a scratch magnet if you wear it in the wrong conditions, or if you just simply knock it or wear it to its full potential. So that is definitely something that you want to be aware of. Now, as well as that, with this being an IP coated bezel and crown, they are subject to wear. They will eventually start to wear in their colour, and that's not something that really people enjoy ever, is it? So that's something to also be aware of. However, aside from those moans, I think that this is an absolutely fantastic watch. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. It fits the dress aesthetic, almost a field military dress aesthetic. Those 3 caps in one, if you will. I think that Baltany have absolutely nailed the quality of it. For £140, I'd expect much less on the wider market. I think that the handset, the dial is really well done. I think it's absolutely beautiful, and honestly, it's a pleasure to see Baltany on the channel again, because they just produce absolutely quality pieces like this one in front of me, and it's been a joy to wear it. So guys, we're back with that question. The Chinese automatic movements, do they make a difference to you? This one's really slim, which I really did appreciate for this piece, because it makes it much more of a dress wear, and I think that's definitely where this type of design really does lie. Now, if you wanted to pick one of these up, I have linked the Baltany store in the description. Thank you very much to them for sending this one in. It is always a pleasure to work with them, because their watches are a decent quality at a decent price, and you all know how much I love that combination. Let me know what you think of this one, guys. Is it a winner, or is it slightly off the mark for you? Thank you for watching this one. Remember to subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next one.